Hey everybody, it's Jay from the Show. Bad news, no new episode this month. Instead, we are reaching all the way to the back of the crisper to bring you a vintage episode of the Show from the archives. This doozy comes from March 2018 when I joined the Vowel Boys of Aaron, Eric, and Adam to discuss the not-so-classic 2014 ABC one-season wonder comedy series, Mixology. This proved to be possibly the most contentious episode of the show as we debated the creative merits or lack thereof. Pour yourself something tasty and enjoy as the show presents Mixology.
Hey guys, welcome to the show, or that's what we're calling it for the moment. My name's Eric. We got everyone else on the line. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. We got Adam.
Okay, that's me.
Aaron.
That's me. Mr. Reed.
Hey.
That's all of us, guys. You know how we do this. We're just kind of a couple friends talking about a couple shows. We have one that we're talking about this week, Mixology. But we're just getting things started off. We're kind of talking in the background before we got started about a game that we picked up that we're kind of late to, but it's actually pretty fun, Fortnite.
We had a lot of fun with it last night, and we were all terrible at it, but it was fun.
Like what is this game?
Well, do you know what PUBG is? Have you heard of that?
Like Club Penguin?
No.
Like
have you heard of Hunger Games?
Player Unknown Battleground?
Have you heard of it? Okay,
I-
so imagine Hunger Games. Okay. You're all thrown into a map. Map doesn't change. And then you have to look for weapons and items and medkits, potions to survive other people. And there's 100 people. And the map shrinks as you go.
Oh,
It's
shit.
the boundaries.
So it's like against other other teams of people?
It's against up to 100 people. So
Yeah,
you
so we had a team of
solo
4 going against
one.
other teams of 4 up to 100 players.
So like what's you I'm assuming you get like weapons and stuff?
You
Well,
start off with a
find it.
pickaxe.
You gotta
You have
find
to
it.
find them. So
So you find them and like is it cool stuff? Like
yeah, you have to know where the cool stuff is, I guess.
Well,
But,
here's,
Like miniguns. That's the coolest shit.
here's the thing that's really cool about this game is that you can destroy pretty much most of the environment by just like smacking on it with your pickaxe.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it gives you resources, and you can then build like walls, doors, like ramps. You can build yourself a fort and create like a little holding place for a last stand, or you can build up to like a place where like people can't get to easily.
It's pretty much
So-
Team Fortress meets Minecraft. Like
Meets PUBG.
Wow.
PUBG.
that sounds pretty crazy.
So instead of like casting wizard missiles and like moving the earth, you're just building walls and ramps and like building a fort real quick, and then you can possibly play all night. So I guess that's why they call it Fortnite.
Huh.
I think that Eric has just hit it on the head. That's
Well, if it's
probably
called
what happened
Fortnite,
playing one night.
play
They're
it.
like, we built a fort all night long.
We just never really built a fort. The best fort that we built was in Loot Lake.
Yeah, definitely.
But we digress.
So what was the show this time?
Mixology is kind of, I don't know if I selected it. I think it was selected for me. But
You suggested it, and then we came around. And I was like, we should do mixology. So
it was good. I enjoyed it very, very much. But I like to hear what y'all think.
well, tell us about the show first. Let's give it a little rundown.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Naps. So, lay summary of Mixology IMO would be, it's 12 different perspectives from I don't know if that's the right number, but several different perspectives from several different people, all from one night. And so, in a bar scene, trying to hook up with other people. So pretty much you got your typical jocks, your typical babes, your nerds, your wallflowers, the bartenders themselves. So everyone's different perspective of everyone that's either there consensually or just dragged there with their friends. It's just a good overview of, I don't know, I think society or just human interaction in general put into that type of situation.
Well, and it kind of goes into all the different cliques that you see at a bar or club or something like that at night and how they interact with each other. I felt like that was a big part of the show.
Oh yeah, you had two lawyer girlfriends, you had some Hawaiian dudes that were there. The show pretty much focuses on someone that's better with character names is going to have to help me out. I think.
Well, there's Tom and Bruce.
Actually, you guys, if you don't mind, I sent out a picture on the chat, and for any of our listeners who are listening, this is also posted to our page, and it's like the cast. It's the cast photo, and I kind of wanted to draw attention to this. If you guys would follow along with me,
Following.
So
this is a tiny picture, Jay. I just want to point out. Yeah, it might be the tiniest picture.
Very tiny picture. Hey, y'all can search for Google for that image, and then it will show you the bigger image.
Yeah, you just Google Mixology ABC. But anyway, starting left to right, we've got the waitress who's Casey. We've got the bartender whose name I don't remember. He was just bartender.
Oh.
Anybody else?
Dominic.
Dominic?
Dominic.
Who's Dominic?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, the non-threatening black guy Cal.
Cal. Oh, I love Cal.
We got dirty ginger Bruce.
Bruce.
We got
Bruce.
Puss.
Bruce.
Tom. We got
Puss.
Maya.
Puss Tom. Tom had a lot of self-searching, and he found himself during this.
Yeah, we'll come back to Tom. We will definitely come back to Tom. We got Maya.
I loved her
in the black dress. She was great. We got Liv. We could
the awkward girl.
We got red dress Jessica, the red dress. We got Ron, the British guy that the girls kept like. He's so hot, but he was not like at all. We got awful girl whose name I can't remember.
Fab.
That's Fab. That's not Fab. That's not Fab.
But that's what I'm saying. In this photo, who the fuck is that?
Is that the girl that was crying in the bathroom?
Crying in the bathroom.
Crying in the bathroom girl for some reason.
I think
unnecessarily.
Well, then where's Fab?
If you click on a different picture,
this might be a pilot picture. This might be a pilot picture.
Yeah, because Fab came in episode 2.
No, it's all one night. It's all.
I don't remember crying girl in episode 1 either.
Yeah. Now the whole one night thing, I think this is a fantastic concept. Like this sort of story is something that I really, really like. Like if you give me a movie like Waiting, where it all happens in one night, I love it. That's very engrossing to me.
I loved how they did it, but gave you character development at the same time, just by pausing and breaking away real quick. Like, now what you need to know.
Yeah, it was a very flashback heavy show.
Yeah.
Hated those flashbacks. That was such lazy exposition. Hated it.
How else do you do the character development of a one night show without flashbacks, Jay?
Well, it was the way that they did the flashbacks. Flashbacks are fine, but these had narrations telling you exactly what you needed, coming from a character who did not have that personal knowledge.
A little too spoon-fed.
Yeah, like I'm okay with a story where, like, I wanted to bring up the narrator. The narration drove me nuts.
I assume it was Bruce.
Bruce was most of it. But then
Bruce was most. Some of it was Maya, exactly. But the problem I had with it was during the flashbacks, you had that narrator narrating, but that narrator, it was Bruce. It was more Maya. It was one of the characters, but
they wouldn't know those things.
They wouldn't know those things. You know, you had Maya talking about like the other people,
like
Jess. Who else is going to narrate their own story?
Never met the boys before, and she's like, "Yeah, so Cal's been."
They should have had a general narrator for the whole
Ron
series.
Howard.
Yeah, so Ron Howard. They needed to take a Arrested Development page.
Mm-hmm. That's something that would instantly make this show a lot better to me.
So the bad part about the flashback was that Bruce, one of the characters in the night, was the narrator.
Yeah, that was lazy. And the narration, it was so to the point. It was, this is exactly what you need. This is his backstory. This is his life story. Hated it. I would much rather do like Orange is the New Black or Lost style, where you show me a scene from their life that explains that character trait without just beating.
Well, but then it relies on you to pick up on what they intend for you to know.
That's what TV is.
No, but they wanted to get back to the real point, that being the night. So they don't want you to miss the other.
It was like a segue as opposed to a flashback.
Well, like, you need to know this before this can continue.
And they throw that at you right before it happens.
But it's like,
it was very formulaic at that point.
I could see that. But the content between the commas needs to be clear and concise. So sometimes just the art inside the comma is unnecessary. But I could see how it being spoon-fed, it can leave some to the imagination.
I liked Bruce enough that the narration by Bruce didn't bother me.
I
do agree with Jay that if they had a general like narrator for the whole series, that probably would have been a little bit better. And also, I've been watching a lot of Arrested Development lately, so Ron Howard, that style, just it makes everything funnier too. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was they had to keep Bruce's personality in the narration in order to kind of make everything work, and I didn't think that was necessarily like a good thing. Yeah. So, but I do have to say this: I felt like this show could have been like one episode shorter. Like,
this show could have been 7 episodes shorter.
I don't think it'd been 7. I think maybe like 1 or 2. I felt like a few of the connections at the end of the series or the end of the show, since it was one season show and they got canceled, it just felt like they were just trying to make up content for no other reason other than they had to get 13 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt like it could definitely have been in like 6 and done.
Like, I am a lifelong Friends hater, and one of the things that makes Friends the worst is that it has them in the later seasons. They're like, man, we're kind of bored of them, like, fucking the people they've been fucking. How about we have them fuck the other friends? And it's like, I'm bored now. I don't want to watch you all hook up with each other. And this show did that in the span of 13 episodes. It kind of swerved. Everybody was like, first I'm going to like flirt with you, then I'm going to flirt with you, then I'm going to flirt with you. And then they come back to the first one again. And I was like,
Bruce didn't have much standards.
Oh, but they all did it. Liv did it. Ron did it. Jessica did it. The bartender almost took that girl. He took that girl to the back room and then couldn't do her, and then like tries to go home with her friend right in front of her 2 seconds later.
Well, isn't that the whole point of every bar hookup anyway? Like, hey, no one's actually going to go back and watch Zoolander. I mean,
also the bartender was really dumb.
I don't know. Like that's like classic.
I'm not here to project people's intentions, but I mean, you're hanging out trying to get laid anyway. I mean, this movie perfectly depicts that. This show.
Oh, so I thought you were talking about Zoolander. I was like, well, it's not fashion.
No, like I
think the show would have done a lot better under circumstances like Sherlock was, where it's like an hour-long episode, but there's 4 to a season.
Yeah, I could have saw like 5 or 6 40-minute episodes of this, but let's not get too hung up on what we didn't like. Let's talk about.
Let's not bash it the entire time.
Let's talk about their hang-ups and their individual personalities. The thing I liked most about this was, despite that it was all about sex and just shacking up, I liked that it showed everyone's different types of reactions in their scenarios. It even showed the mighty Bruce breaking down when Jen came back hard and like, no, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that you're the weasel that Jessica. What did I say? Jen. I wonder what I've been watching with Jen, but Jessica just totally shut him down, and then you saw a whole different side of Bruce that you didn't think that you would see from someone so charismatic and calm.
He broke all his own rules.
Well, don't we all?
I guess so.
I loved from Bruce the term pumpkin pounder. Like that is something I have now introduced.
That was from the redheads that were with him. But
Did you tell your brother about it, Jay?
No, actually, I haven't had the chance to. But I've got another friend who resembles a leprechaun, and he himself will admit it. And I shared that term with him yesterday, and he lost his shit.
He can use that now.
There's hope. There's hope now.
Yeah, right.
That's a thing.
Jay, what was the name of the sports guy that blocked Bruce in the episode? Do you remember?
Oh, that was Alexi Lawless. Yeah,
Alexi Lawless. Whenever he came back to the table, he's like, "I got Alexi Lawless." And
what does that mean?
Like, I'm so sick and tired of this. It seems like you're making up stuff. What's Alexi Lawless? He's like, "Oh, it's whenever Alexi Lawless shows up and takes the girl." Oh, that was the double Asian jokes.
Oh God, that was so good. That was the highlight of the show. I mean,
what part?
Alert.
The double Asian.
The double Asian. Oh yes,
it was so good. It was so good.
Okay.
I mean, seeing the orchestration of how Bruce used Tom's quirks, it really set Tom up in a good position with Maya.
Well, I feel like Tom also ultimately sealed the deal himself. Like, know, whenever what's her face, his Laura came in, and he confronted her, and he did it his way. And even when he came back to the table, he was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I did that all wrong." And everyone's like, "No, you knocked it out of the park." I think at one point, even like Bruce goes, "Is he better than us at this?" Should we be learning from him? So I feel like, yes, Bruce had a lot of contribution, and Cal had a lot of contribution, but ultimately, Tom stood on his own 2 feet at that point. Now, then he folded at the very end, and Maya had to come in and,
We'll see. Well, that's where I like the give and take. I feel like, I mean, here we go with political correctness and opinions, but I feel like in today's society, the definition of a man or what it means to step up and get the girl, ... It can very much be where the girl steps in and helps the guy be himself. And I think that's exactly what happened here. I mean, Maya just kind of realized, oh, he's being a sniveling little bitch. He needs like a boss ass bitch to go in there and tell him how to be a cool dude rather than a little weasel.
You got beat up by a girl. Oh yeah, whenever he did that like Jean-Claude Van Damme like move on the short bald guy. Which all want to fight. Short bald guys all want to fight. I liked all the truisms of Bruce. That was a great part of the show. He always had something to say. What number are you, Bruce? Numbers can't define me.
Yeah, I'm like an eagle. Yeah.
I think
Burning Man. What was he?
He was a homeless veteran.
Homeless veteran.
Yes. Homeless veteran. Yeah. The code names were fantastic.
Well, in the first couple of episodes, when Bruce is approaching Jessica and she is repeatedly telling him "get away," and he's pursuing her, I really kind of like all I could think about was like he's harassing her. Like this really isn't acceptable behavior, and in reality, like
why not?
He might have been bounced from the bar.
I don't know.
I don't think she saw it as harassing. I think she saw it as playful. I feel like, yes, you're right. A girl could be like, "Look, dude, leave me alone." Mm-hmm. But like, also at the same time, it could be something that's more like they're playing the game,
But that's not the feeling I got from it. I really thought it was more the former.
I don't know. Within like the third time, didn't he do something? He said something to Fab that like made Jessica feel really well. And that's where I feel like even though the rest of the night was still contentious, she was playing along.
I suppose.
Or enjoying the exchange.
I feel like back to the show's credit, it wasn't all about sex at that point because Bruce and Jessica just ended up eating waffles all night. And that's some of the best dates I've ever been on where you're just like, let's just...
Going on a date with a bearded orange ginger man?
Yeah, just getting waffles.
Wait, Eric, have you just revealed yourself to be a pumpkin pounder?
Yes, he has.
I've pounded a pumpkin once or twice.
Can you add that to your Grindr account?
It's terrible.
Took her to church. Does that
I don't think it's helping your case, but
Oh, man. So I guess let me ask this question: is outside of like altering the episode like length or anything like that, is there anything that you could change in the show that you think would make it better? Like I think
writing.
better writing. I think that it was unnecessary to have Dom.
Yeah,
like
Dom
that
sucked.
Dom sucked overall as a character.
His singing was just like
His singing was terrible.
it was beating a dead horse for the sake of
He
beating.
could have just been eye candy for the entire night. We
Casey
could have deleted his entire story. Casey with Cal, I thought that actually tied in pretty well.
Take Fab out too.
Fab also unnecessary. Agree with
She
that.
was transparently hateable.
yeah.
Like, she was not believably hateable.
Well, but you know what? There was also like they did the redeeming episode to show why she was so terrible. Like there was some, at least it was the episode, the Bruce and Fab episode.
I kind of
Yeah.
like that one when she just got like into it right after she got mad.
It's kind of girl Eric's into.
Heyo.
Yell and scream and then make out.
Damaged ones.
Eat pizza. Damaged ones.
That's what they were. That's what they were demonstrating. Like,
So you're saying that this show is like showing the flaws in all the people? Is
No,
that what it is?
yes.
it shows how damaged people compose their damage differently.
yeah,
That's all everything is. That's all the game is how well do people pick up their pieces when they're around other people. And this show like showed diversity really well.
So
Wait, Jay, you said writing.
Yeah.
What writing would you are you addressing? I don't want to say change, but go on.
the narration that we discussed earlier.
Okay, fair.
The characters, many of them just felt so one-sided, and their actions didn't make any sense. Liv in particular was just like, I'm gonna kiss you. No, I'm gonna kiss you. I don't know what I'm
She
doing.
got annoying. But
And
I
her,
think
like-
it's because she was drunk, and maybe that's why the writers like took liberty with it. But she annoyed me too.
Sure. Well, I'm glad you bring up the drunkenness, because I wanted to also point out it felt like Liv was the only one who was showing the effects of the booze when they were all like kind of slamming those drinks.
I don't know. It takes a lot for me to just act sloshed. I mean, if I'm just going to have a couple drinks,
Right. So like I'll give you like Maya and Bruce for that. Like I bet you they can hold their liquor. Like, you know, Maya gave you that sense that she's not going to be put out by just like a shot or two. But Tom, I actually kept track of the drinks starting in episode 4 because I'm crazy like that. And I counted Tom with 5 beers of vodka tonic and a tequila shot.
So,
And you're not telling me that Tom's going to be like sloshed when he has to confront the girlfriend at the end?
or whiskey dick when it comes to bedtime.
Yes.
Or
Mhm.
was it just shown from how he perceived it and not how it actually happened? Boom, boom.
Bum, 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 bum.
Lazy cop out that the writers didn't ask for.
I'm pretty sure that's what Super
Um,
Troopers did.
I'll give you another example. There was that episode with the firefighters. You remember that?
Yes, the firefighters.
The firefighters are drinking in the bar, and then in the same episode, they respond to an emergency at the bar after drinking.
There was some continuity.
Like what? And then the one with the drunk girl. It was Jessica and Fab at first talking to the drunk girl, and there was an additional scene with, I think it was Maya goes into the bathroom. It might have been the panties thing, and there's not the drunk girl. Like you don't see them. She comes back out, and then we go back and we see them talking to the drunk girl in the bathroom again. It's like they just forgot.
Yeah, this
that
would have
they
had
were in there.
like a 6 to 7 hour night.
Yeah, but this was in the same episode.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. For all these events to have happened like sequentially, it would have had to been a very long night.
And to going back to your question about making the writing better, I think if they had had more time or put more thought into it, they could have done some like Tarantinoing of this, like mix up the timeline, show us things in different order, flash back to things. That would have made it more interesting to me.
What do you think they intended to do with this show? What do y'all think? Because Party Down, I feel like was kind of obvious. I feel like the show and the writing revealed what they were doing. It was actors doing a layover bit. I could be wrong, but it just seemed like actors making a show about actors looking for work.
I felt like this show was more of the network saying, "Hey, throw a bunch of randos that we don't really have anything on, and let's see what the show does." And kind of like the minor leagues. Like I feel like these kind of pilots where there's no one that's like super famous on the show. Like I think some of these guys have had some small parts. I definitely think I saw Bruce in an episode of Arrested Development season 4. So like, it was a very minor role for one scene, but I was like, hey, there's Bruce. So I feel like that's kind of the feel that I got from this show, because if there was going to be a show most days on like network that's going to survive, they're going to throw at least one actor in it that is going to have some like street cred, some name recognition.
Well, did you recognize Tom from Parks and Rec?
No. Where?
Yeah, he was April's boyfriend in the beginning. The gay boyfriend.
Again, minor role.
Right, but I just thought that was funny that his affect is completely different.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But this show was created by the people who wrote The Hangover.
Really?
So I think they were sort of riding on that success of like, hey, like let's do a show. But I don't think they actually wrote anything of it. They were just like, what if we had a show with people hitting on each other in a bar? Let's put it together. And I think the people who wrote this show have never met or talked to a woman, because the way that the women acted in this show was completely bonkers.
I loved Maya's whole bit, but go on.
Maya was basically a dude, though.
Yeah, that happens.
Basically.
Like especially like Jessica and Fab are just like, oh, we're thirsty for the bartender. We're gonna fight each other. Watch us fight over this man. Haha. It was like Don Draper's wet dream. Like they were completely unbelievable.
They were frenemies.
How did you go slightly robot?
That was being portrayed. I said they were frenemies.
Yeah, I know. You're just going slightly robot. You may want to check your mic.
I'll see what I can do.
Just unmute and mute it. Or mute and unmute it.
I don't want to give this show too much credit. I just loved Bad.
No.
Unplug and replug it.
Yeah, unplug and replug.
No, I realize that I've been very vocal about the flaws that I see in it, but I think it might just be that the pitch for this show, like what it sounds like. Hey, it's one night, 5 guys, 5 girls, and they all interact with each other, and we see how it goes. That sounds like that's going to be great, and then the execution of it is just god awful.
I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the characters. I do agree with some of the stuff didn't make sense. Some of it was a little too zany. Some of the characters didn't really follow, but at the end of the day, I really enjoyed how things kind of turned out. Also, I like the fact that not everything worked out the way you would expect it to, or the way that things kind of were indicating that they were going to work out. So they did keep you guessing there at the end.
No, that really missed. Yeah, Adam, you're still crackling. I'm sorry, man.
You're good. Sorry.
The easiest thing for you to do at this point, Adam, is to like leave the call and join back in. Just that's the only
that shot.
But like I liked that in the next to last episode, the one that was it was Last Call, where the bartender calls last call, and then they all glance at one another. I really enjoyed that because I really liked that it kind of framed like at that moment what they were intending, who each other was all looking at. And it was interesting to see where that started and then where it ended up.
Also, the whole like situation with the Avenue Q girl, that was funny.
Yes.
Especially the fact that Bruce got interested whenever she mentioned like a threesome with puppets.
Right. Oh.
I don't even know.
I love when he was shouting, "What do the puppets look like?"
Adam, do you remember the YouTube video, The Internet is for Porn, with the WoW video over it? Avenue Q is the musical that song is from.
Oh.
So, like, whenever she was like, you'd make a good, I don't remember the name of it, something monster, that's what that song is about. It's that character.
Oh, wow.
So it did say
that reference either. I thought it was some like Doctor Who spinoff or something. I was like, what is that?
It's a musical.
It's kind of like an adult puppet musical.
It's funny.
But to give just one more example of poor writing on this show,
One more example.
Please.
this next to last episode that I was talking about, where they're kind of setting the stage for how it's all going to end up. The episode was called Last Call because that's the inciting event at the beginning. Except that the last episode is called Closing Time, but the next to last one after Last Call, like they keep talking about closing. It's all about closing. So why wouldn't you name that episode Closing Time and then the last one be like After Hours or something like that? Like, come on, like 2 seconds of thought.
Also, did you notice the last episode they were still getting alcohol delivered to them?
Yes,
even though the prior episode was Last Call.
and there was that, you know, like all those people left in the bar that it's like, no, when bars close at that 2 a.m., they're like, get out. Like, you're gone, buddy. I've never been in a bar that was like, yeah, man, finish your drink. They were like, no, drink up and get out.
Yeah.
They turn on those lights real bright.
They don't want to wait.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's reality. But in this show, they're like, yeah, man, like fat man in the corner, you finish that drink. And do you want another one?
Maybe. I guess I could see that happening. I didn't pay too much attention to that. I did not like Bruce's personality, but I love the character. Does that make sense?
You didn't like his qualities, but you liked his acting.
Yeah, he was an absolute douche, but like
He was entertaining.
I don't know. I guess he had a lot of charisma.
So he was a douche, but his execution was charming.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Isn't that the whole point of his character?
I guess so.
Yeah, like the characters that he left, like he impressed them in the first little bit, and then like yeah, this is his birthday. It's like I didn't know we were 13, and it's like, oh yeah, Bruce, you gotta go. You're a douche.
They're douche.
I thought they did a decent job of matching the drinks people were ordering to their personalities. Like it felt like that really flowed well.
Yeah,
That's the one thing they got right was like the type of drinks these people would drink.
Well, Tom, right after he punched Bruce, ordered an old fashioned or some sort of whiskey rye or something. He's like, let me get a whiskey rocks, hold the rocks.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you don't have to. You're done, tough guy. The punch was enough. And he's like, a water.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
So the show overall had like elements that were funny, but then it also kind of dropped the ball in some of the executions. Is that what you're saying, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many writers? You've been the show stat guy, Jay. How many writers are on this?
Okay, let me see. I mean, usually in shows, let's see. So written by.
I'm going to say there are three or more actors.
Actors or writers?
Writers.
It looks like almost every episode is written by somebody different. I imagine that might be, it's like a writer's room, and they kind of like each individual writer takes the lead on one of them with
that also could contribute to the
right. Like, but it's a team effort.
Yeah.
And like the first two and then the last one are written by John Lucas and Scott Moore, and those are the Hangover guys.
Where are you? Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wikipedia.
IMDb, yeah.
The most reliable source in the world.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, college kids, forget what your professors tell you. Wikipedia is the best.
Right. But speaking of Wikipedia, I would like to highlight one review that's listed here, where Tim Goodman of The Hollywood Reporter wrote, Mixology is a tone-deaf, poorly executed, badly written series that, in the parlance of the show, kind of rapes comedy.
Whoa, damn.
Now, I'm not going that far. Like, I'm not going that far, Goodman, but there's some truth to that.
Dang. Well, all right. So I guess my favorite part are the bits that leak through, and this can be said about any show. Like some of my favorite episodes of Adventure Time. Yeah, it's like a kid's show or whatever else. So, I mean, same thing with SpongeBob. Some of my favorite shows can be traced down to a consistent writer. Like I just started noticing, like, oh wow, I like every 7 episodes. What's going on? And I looked it up, and they're like, yeah, there's one or two writers that contribute to the best episodes on Adventure Time, and it's probably the same thing here. I mean, just certain writers can do better, and whenever you're not consistent, you're gonna have something that's what did Goodman say? A rape to comedy.
Yeah, rapes comedy. Yeah, I think this would have done well as a focused miniseries, but it kind of it half-asses itself, where it's not really a traditional sitcom. It's not really a linear story. It's kind of a little bit of both. In a bad way, is what I mean.
I think for what it isn't, it misses it big. But I think for what it is, I like the concept. I like some of the executions. And I just liked being a fly on the wall. I think that's the thing I enjoyed most about it. There's a fly on the wall scenario where you can see how other people do it, even though it's Hollywood. It's just kind of cool to see, like, oh, how does a rock star, blah, 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 get the pretty girl? And then you just kind of see how it works out. And then maybe she's not always interested in the rock star. According to Hollywood. You could get Maya, Adam. Go get her.
So you're saying that Adam is Tom?
No.
Are you saying I'm Tom?
I could have selected anybody, but I decided
okay, let's ask this question. Of the terrible casting selections that they have in the show, which one are you, Eric?
Which one am I?
Who do you identify the most with?
I found myself relating to a lot of them. But, all right. Man. Between Cal and Tom, I feel like I land somewhere between there. But I'm just going to say Dominic.
Love it. That's exactly what I was going to say for you, Eric.
Somewhere between Cal and Tom, but definitely Dominic. Adam, what about you?
I don't know. Probably towards Tom.
Tom, okay.
Did you
Jay?
inhale and puff up your chest right before you said that? I mean,
No, that's a dumb move.
if you had to like build yourself up to be a Tom, I mean, I don't know what to say about that.
Jay, what about you?
Well, this might reveal some of my inner narcissism, but to be honest, I often identified with Bruce. Because I often have seen myself as that guy who, I'm not the quarterback, I'm not tall, but I can sort of play that whole, like, I don't care what you think about me. What do you think of that? And that resonates with some girls. So that's what I saw in Bruce.
You're saying the Bruce tactic has worked out mostly for you?
I wouldn't say that I don't have a playbook the way that Bruce has a playbook, but his whole like kind of slacker thing is it's
he definitely embraces himself.
Yeah.
I like that a lot about Bruce.
What about you, Aaron?
Well, I don't think that numbers can define me. I'm not gonna
But speaking about characters, which character defines you?
I'd have to agree with Bruce, or Jay. That Bruce was probably the character that I most, at least, identified with, being the person who's doesn't care about what other people think. I've had crazy beards and stuff like that. Had a mustache whenever I graduated from law school.
You got the homeless veteran look down. With
homeless veteran look. I definitely have. If you haven't seen, I actually trimmed my beard, so it's
less homeless,
really less homeless, more normal. So,
I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That was the end.
No, I was going to say that quote that we've mentioned a couple times from Bruce about numbers don't define me. I thought that was an example of good writing in the series, because that's absolutely the way that Bruce sees the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm putting numbers on you. You're an 8. And I'm definitely going to try and bang you. And if I'm honest with myself, I would probably give myself a 3 or a 4. But I'm so up my own ass and my own shit that I can't bear to have that thought. So I'm going to duck the question and be like, hey, numbers don't define me.
Yeah. Play off your own natural talents.
Yeah.
So let's get the scoring done. Jay,
okay.
you've been the score master as well as the show master. So
all right, so let me pull up our past ratings, and we can get our ratings done. Come on,
enjoy this music while we wait.
So crass question, but who is the hottest one on the show?
Oh,
Maya.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Maya.
I'm gonna go with
hottest?
Jess. I'm gonna go with Jess in the red dress.
You know what? She was quite nice.
She's very attractive, but I really didn't like her. I don't know, like her personality,
Her demeanor.
I don't know. There was just something about her personality at the end of the day. I was like,
well, she was
very
desperate
fake.
mom.
She was very fake.
Mhm.
Yeah, but she was very fake, and that was a problem.
Well, she played the
That's what
game.
desperate moms are because they're
Ooh.
not hot.
You're saying that desperate moms are fake?
Well, it's just
Watch your words, bro.
yeah. You got to be careful, right? Walking on ice. Oh no!
All right, so let's do ratings. First of all, did we all finish the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, I think that's the first one since the Orville. that
Adam,
we all
did you say
finished.
yes?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so starting off the ratings, Eric, out of 10.
Out.
Final
of
rating
10.
from Mixology.
You know, honestly, I feel like you've curbed my opinion a little bit.
There have been readjustments.
I've made adjustments in the sense that it doesn't seem as polished as I feel like I thought it was going into it. Because before we started this, I had seen about 6 episodes and never finished it, and then this go around, I actually got all the way through. But kind of hearing your statements, I'm not tainted, but it's a little bit grayer for me now. I'm just gonna say I liked it a lot, though. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 from Eric. All right, Adam, out of 10.
I'm gonna go with a 7.
7. Very nice. Any closing thoughts?
I mean, it was a rom-com, straight up. There were a lot of personality. It felt like everybody got a main character spot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like everybody got their chance to shine, and they were all somehow relatable at some point through the show that you could just pick up on it. Obviously, there were others more relatable, but anyways, yeah, it was a good show. I liked it.
All right. I spent a lot of time kind of pondering on a rating, and I think I'm gonna come down on a 3.5. I felt like it had a lot of potential. I absolutely love the concepts. I want to leave that as really my parting thought, is that this is a great idea, great concept. I wish it could have been done better.
So 3 points for concept.
3.5. All right, Aaron.
3 for concept, 0.5 for writing.
For that one line.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to say, look, I like the show. This is probably my second or third time watching it. And I love terrible sitcoms. This is just something that I do enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.5 because it does hit all the stuff that a terrible sitcom should have. The ability to watch without actually looking at it. Jokes that you can come in the middle of the joke and still get some type of humor out of. I think that they could improve it, make it better. But at the end of the day, it was what it was. So,
that's an interesting point. Like, when I was watching it, I was judging it on like my expectations for it, which was something like Arrested Development. And
yeah,
it might have been down to that because it was single camera rather than your typical like Big Bang Theory or 2.5 Men, whatever, like 90s sitcom.
yeah.
Like, when you should have been judging it on that level. So maybe I was a little too hard on it.
Are you going to rescore it? Are you going to give it a point for being just a shitty sitcom?
No. My ratings are final.
Now that I know that it was supposed to be shitty.
All right. Well,
Did Adam give a number?
Adam gave it 7.
You gave it a 7.
Okay.
So-
What did we do last time?
Let's see. Overall, we gave this a 6.1.
Ooh.
Let's see. Last week for Party Down, Eric gave it a 7. Adam gave it a 6.5, but did not finish. I gave it a 9. Aaron gave it a 7.5 for an overall of 7.5.
Interesting. I think that reflects this.
Well,
what are
where
we
are
gonna
the
do next
10s?
time?
Where are
What
the
we gonna do
10s
next
at?
time? Yeah. Let's get a 10 show. Do we want to?
Well, hold on. So let's actually open up the floor for discussion of next shows. Does anyone have any suggestions they'd like to make? Let's get a bunch on the table and kind of take a vote. Anyone? And not Shark Tank. No reality show.
Well,
I don't want to watch reality.
For a sort of timely show, I would offer Atlanta. The second season just started, and first season's on Hulu, and it's great.
Okay.
We definitely have to both watch both seasons then, right?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say so.
I would like to re-urge Jean-Claude Van Johnson, the Amazon original series.
Really good.
And then before we continue, I off camera, off the record, Adam, me and Jay were talking, and I had made a statement about you maybe suggesting some anime, and Jay reminded me one of the reasons he was interested in doing the show with us is that people have different tastes, and he has never really watched an anime. So before you start making suggestions, I just wanted to kind of throw that little seed out there because you said where the 10's at. You have quite an impressive
My Hero Academia. Girl.
But it needs to be limited to something reasonable. If you pick Naruto, I quit the show immediately.
Okay. You don't want to watch 700 episodes?
I don't want to watch 700 episodes of any show.
Just before Shippuden.
That's still 700 episodes, Eric.
Okay. Do you
That
guys
doesn't
want a
save us
psychological
anything.
show or something a little bit more tame?
Say that again.
Psychological.
I want a good show.
What's a good show? Are we talking action, comedy? Are we talking...
Are we talking about?
You know what? Mirai Nikki.
Bukaki?
What is Mirai Nikki? Give us a very, very short synopsis.
Okay. Hold on.
Don't pick a rando weird one that no one's going to like. You need to pick
Don't
something.
read it. Well, tell us what it is. If you said it, you already know what it is.
Middle school, second year, Amano Yukiteru is a boy who has a problem making friends. He thinks of himself as a bystander, will always write down everything he sees in a cell phone diary. Tormented by solitude, Yukiteru began to imagine things like a friend called Deus Ex Machina, who is apparently the lord of time and space. Seeing Yukiteru's miserable state, Deus gives him a new ability. His diary will now record events that will happen in the near future. Yukiteru is then forced to participate in a game with which the winner will become Deus's successor.
So he's an outcast kid who runs into some superpower guru, and the guru has a challenge to pick his next successor, and then it's this weird.
I don't want to watch a show about your daydreams.
I don't want to watch a show about my a diary of a wimpy kid.
I was thinking something like excellent, like Gurren Lagann or Trigun or something that would be a short, like dalliance into anime. That would not be too heavy. Lord have mercy!
This is a heavy show.
This is by far the heaviest thing that you could have suggested. I think that was. You're going to turn Jay off of anime forever with this choice.
It's a good show.
Don't pick a B side. Don't pick a B side. Pick an A side.
It needs to be
That was A side.
This is coming from Eric.
Yeah, and Eric. Yeah.
Oh man! Oh, Attack on Titan, please! Just the first season of Attack on Titan. It's so gruesome, but it's so good.
I will say this:
good.
just knowing Jay for quite a while now, he has a trouble with gore. So
Attack on Titan's not for
Jay,
you.
Jay, are these your words?
I would prefer on something with less score, but you know what? Like, I am open. My mind is open. I'm ready to be filled.
I mean, these Japanese people are the same people that give you tentacle porn. So, I mean,
you specifically in that statement.
Give you, and by you, I mean the collective us.
I mean, you had me at tentacle. So.
Eric, do you have any? While Adam is pondering, do you have any suggestions, requests?
Anime
or not? I'm just saying that's on the table apparently. But is there anything that you've been pondering upon wanting to watch with the crew?
Let's see.
The crew.
Pondering to want to watch. You know, a good throwback would be
Rocko's Modern Life.
No, Police Academy.
It's not a TV show.
What? They have a whole pilot season.
No, you're thinking of the Naked Gun Files from Police Squad.
Police Squad.
A short one season like Naked Gun-esque forerunner that got canceled and they made the movie instead. I know what you're talking about now.
Man,
Gutenberg, really? We just saw him.
are we looking for the 10s?
Do you have a 10? I mean, I made a suggestion of one we haven't seen yet.
What's a 10 that you said? Oh, the Get Down is so good. I'm kind of going through what I've got. I like Suits, but it's not for everyone.
That's also a pretty long-running series.
We could watch season 1 and it would just be good. Angie, do we want something fun? All right, we need to figure out if we want funny, drama. What? Drama or funny? I think for a 10, we got to do a drama.
Like, what level of drama are you thinking, Eric?
Less than...
Like, are we talking like Westworld Sopranos or like, you know... I don't know. So what's a lesser drama?
Not Sopranos.
Wait, you're putting Westworld and Sopranos on the same?
Yeah, that was kind of surprising too.
What are you talking about, dude? Both of those they're different eras, but that's HBO. Like, dude, Sopranos is legit.
No, I'm saying Sopranos is one of the greatest television series.
Hell
ever
yeah,
made.
Westworld right now has opportunity.
Is good.
I disagree. Westworld. I watched through that after you gave me that suggestion that it wasn't as good as I was thinking it would be, and it was phenomenal. Jay,
really?
that was the study and exploration of consciousness. Like, I really felt like they did a phenomenal job. And also, I don't want to give up anything, but like they did your Tarantino timeline shit. You know, you should have loved that
badly.
I
wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan.
I didn't see it.
No
I
spoilers.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
No spoilers.
Well,
I'm not finished.
we can probably do an entire episode on Westworld. So let's move
Should
on.
we?
That's also true.
Should we?
Well, I don't think everybody's finished it, but
I mean, that's why we would do it next.
Adam, this is what I will say.
Y'all would have to actually commit to rewatching it, though.
Adam has been adding anime slowly in the text chat or the group chat, and I just want to make us kind of a notation. We have to vote on it, and so you're picking these weird animes that.
Hold on, no.
You got
the vast pool of anime. I'm grabbing some that I think you guys would.
All right. Well, we started recording, I believe, at 2:05. It is now 2:59, so we have about 5, maybe 10 minutes to
make it
before our studio time runs out.
Yeah.
That good time.
Maybe not necessarily this next month, but I think something we should try for in the future is picking a show that none of us have seen. Maybe that way, like we don't have a situation every single month where like somebody is.
It's going to be really hard with anime.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if this is going to be anime month, then we can put that off until next month.
Okay.
Let's do anime month for April.
Well, isn't that what we're selecting right now?
No.
I'm giving options.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're not coming back until
April. At least. I will say this, no. Not Dragon Ball Super. That's frustrating. I have too much childhood wrapped up in that show. But Gurren Lagann is definitely a good one. I think that Jay would enjoy. It hits enough like comedy action, you know.
Believe in me that believes in you.
Yeah, has a lot of quotables. That one's a really good one.
Gurren Lagann is epic.
Honestly, I think Jay would would like Cowboy Bebop. I think that Cowboy Bebop is a really solid anime to introduce to anybody who's never watched anime. Because it's kind of like a space cowboy one, and it's got some really interesting characters.
I haven't seen it either. So.
You haven't seen Cowboy Bebop?
No, I haven't.
That's one I would throw on there as a suggestion. One that is kind of a wild card, but I really like is Darker Than Black. That one is one that's a little bit of a B-side, but overall, I was really astonished by how that one played out. And funny, it always reminds me of Eric, because Eric one time said something about stars being projectors. I think it's a quote from Modest Mouse song. And like the whole show premises on the idea that the stars reflect like some type of beings on the earth. And if they disappear, the beings disappear. But those are some animes that I would suggest. I do think that Gurren Lagann is probably the most palatable suggestion you've made.
You haven't seen Code Geass, although it is kind of long.
I don't want to see a thing called Code Geass. That's what you just spelled here, Geass.
No, it's Geass. We'd have to section it.
Okay, well, it looks like Gurren Lagann's available on Netflix.
It is available.
It is. Let's see.
Eric, what do you think? I know that you've seen Gurren Lagann.
Well, yeah.
You think Jay would enjoy it? Do you think it's something to be a good way to introduce it?
I think any humanitarian would enjoy it.
Is Cowboy Bebop on Netflix?
Let me check. Boy.
I have Cowboy Bebop.
It is not.
Bebop.
Scooter Bebop.
How many episodes are in it? 27 episodes. Holy deuces. There's 27 episodes in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, but it'll
sidebar.
be 20,
so is Gurren
episodes
Lagann.
Sidebar. Something me and Adam discussed just recently is that I think that the way we do our episodes for the podcast, it should be this way. Like, you get X number of days for the number of episodes plus like a week or like 3 or 4 days or something like that. So like this would be a legit full month episode since we're getting 27 episodes in the show.
That's fun.
Make sense?
That can be a formula, but I think we should just shoot for
I've actually never seen Cowboy.
Looks like Cowboy Bebop.
Wait,
is
hold on. Adam, you've never seen Cowboy Bebop?
Nope.
Okay, I really think we should. I'm going to urge that, and I'll delete my John Claude Van Johnson suggestion and urge Cowboy Bebop overall.
It appears to be on Hulu dubbed
Oh, nice.
and subtitled. I'm sorry, they have both.
And feel free to choose either. I grew up watching it dubbed, so that's what seems familiar to me.
All right, the 1998 anime television series animated by Sunrise, featuring a production team led by director
People that you don't know.
This is a good anime.
There's a corgi in that photo. I love corgis.
Yeah, and just
That's Doc.
let's just do the show. There is a movie that kind of closed off the series. Everyone, it's up to you if you want to watch the movie, but the show is just all that we have to do for the review.
So is this a 10 or is this like a ha ha ha? I'm glad I watched that.
This is an
Is this
anime
going to
like
be a
9.
Parks and Rec? Is this going to be a Parks and Rec?
If you guys don't have a place to watch
I'm
it,
glad I kind of saw that because now I can say I did. Or
This
is it going to
really-
say that fucking shaked my life? I'm glad I watched Gurren Lagann because now I know how to believe in myself.
I don't know if it's necessarily Gurren Lagann level that like reinforcing your personality, but I will say this, that it's probably considered in most anime communities to be like a 9 or a 10. Like it's a legendary anime. It's been around since the 90s.
So
But
it's
Toonami, it was like a staple of Toonami like
Between that
throughout
and
the
Inuyasha.
entire 2000s.
it's
It
two.
was only 27 episodes and it
Yeah.
was on the air for like 6 years in the 2000s.
if you need a place to watch it, look in chat.
Okay, anime freaks. I don't know if we can say things like that, but
Why?
That's a website that
It's
exists.
just streaming.
we are in no way connected to them or advertising.
No
for them. We just
sponsor.
happen to say- no sponsors. Yeah.
Anyway,
Or so then it's settled. Cowboy Bebop
I
for
guess.
the next episode.
somehow.
Well, I'm just saying, Adam hadn't seen it, you hadn't seen it, Jay hadn't seen it. It's been 15 years since I've seen it.
We'll do
All right, you guys want to pick a date?
26 episodes. What do we got? We said April.
Yeah.
So we could go April 21st, April 28th.
Let's do the 22nd.
Oh, I'm sorry, those are Saturday.
Let's
That's
do the
22nd would be good.
22nd?
Yeah.
And where are we watching it? It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu and it's also on another website, Anime Freaks. So
It gives you 5 weeks to watch this show.
there should be plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Or else. Ooh.
And have some shows for next time for suggestions, guys.
Yeah.
Yay.
I just posted 7.
If y'all have a show or a suggestion of what you think we would enjoy, leave it in the comment down below. And don't forget to like or subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Will this be on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
On the show.
The show. It's the show. This is the show.
Bop-bop-beep-up-beep-boo.
Deuces.
This has been an absolute fucking disaster.
Whoa!